Welcome to everyone in Africa, the United States, and around the world. This is Dr. Melody Harris Barrow coming to you live from Miami. Welcome to today's broadcast. This show was created to equip nations and people with the knowledge and tools they need to improve, create, build, prosper, and change their environment so that they can effectively lead to a better future. Our special guest, Her Highness Grace Iganda, and His Highness Paul Iganda. Today's topic, African Kings and Queens on a journey of atonement, reconciliation, and unity with its lost children of the diaspora. Welcome to both of you. How are you doing?
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Melinda. We are
Thank you.
delighted to be here. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Her Highness, how are you?
I'm very well, Dr. Melida. I'm blessed. It's an honor to be on your show, and thank you for having us.
Well, honestly, the honor is mine. I am so honored to have both of you here on this show. Why? Because this is something I've been trying to do for many, many, many years. And God answered my prayers. But not only did He answer my prayers, He somehow put us together. I want to thank my colleagues, the Vice President of the Sixth Region Global Chamber of Commerce, Cynthia Thompson. She made it happen. She listened to God, and here we are today. Now, I want to go right into this conversation because it's important for those of us. We are the lost children of Africa. We are the children that was taken from Africa by Europeans and brought us here to the Americas and the Caribbean. And this has been a history that most of the time all this time, I thought Africans knew exactly what happened in the Americas and in the Caribbean. And by discussing many conversations with you, His Highness, I realized that there were not much information that was brought to your community. And today we want to talk about that. There are children today, there are people today that don't know that kings and queens exist. So today we are going to talk about your existence, the power that you have in order now to bring Africa to us. So my first question, Her Highness, I would like to ask, because you're the mother of the land, and I have to stop. Don't get jealous, His Highness, but I have to talk to the mother of the land of Africa first.
Well, thank you, Dr. Melida.
This might not be tradition in Africa, but we need to talk to the mother of the land of Africa. First of all, you had a show yesterday, and 107.1, The Truth. And it was an amazing, amazing show because this program in 107.1, The Truth, was taking place in Wisconsin. And most of the people don't know that you exist. The response were great. I got a report. It was amazing. So I want to ask you first, tell us what happened. Why is it that my brothers and sisters, the queens and kings, never came? Because this is a question that is asked all the time. Why is it the kings and queens never came back for their children, for the lost children?
Oh, that's a very important question, Dr. Melida. In this journey that we are undertaking, as you have mentioned, a journey of healing, a journey of atonement, a journey of reconciliation. It has been long overdue, and it's a blessing that God laid it on your hands, that you should lead in this, because I've always referred to it as a ministry that has been placed. And we are all here to support and work towards it because it's a vision that is deserving and that is has a light upon it. And you rightly asked what took the kings and queens so long to realize that we have missing children, we have missing brothers and sisters. Why has it taken so long to welcome, the children back home? And truth be told, I would first of all begin by saying that this is something that the doors should have been opened some time back, long ago. But I think one issue here is, first of all, lack of knowledge, lack of awareness, lack of education. Many times we assume that everyone in the diaspora, all the African children in the diaspora, we assume are children who came on their own, maybe to work, maybe to study, and are free to come home anytime. And we forget that there are children who need to be opened doors to, who need to be welcomed. So it was a good insight and actually a good ministry that God laid in your hands, that someone needs to lead on this. We thank God for some leaders like Ghana who have made it a homecoming and opened the doors, in such a beautiful way. Other countries are also doing the same. They are beginning to realize it. Children are being welcomed home. Come and settle. There's land here. It is true, it has taken a while, but I thank God that the journey has begun already. The bridges are being built, and God has placed people like you to stand in the gap. And I'm standing in faith, believing that we are going to put our hands together. And this journey of reconciliation, of healing, of atonement, with your leadership under the Sixth Global Chamber of Commerce will be realized. Thank you.
Yes, I totally agree with you because this has been in my heart for so long. God has guided me all throughout my life, but this is something that's needed in our communities in the Americas, in the Caribbean, and around the world. It's time for healing. We are skipping healing, reconciliation, and unity, but the healing is so important. And I would like His Highness Iganda to address that, the importance of healing from your point of view.
Thank you, Dr. Melida.
Mhm.
This indeed is a very sensitive and the emotional topic because there has been very little information from both sides. Most of the leaders in Africa are of the new generation. Whatever we learned at school or we are told, it is almost different from what we've come to learn now as we grow. However, in our position, some of us who now actually realize that it can't go on this way.
Yes.
So there is always a collision of the willing. If you get people who think the same way, who want the same results, when you come together, you can do something.
Mhm.
So the African leaders, the African kings, I'm not talking about the political leaders. Africa has got many countries. Each country has got many cultural leaders, many kings, many queens, many elders. So these are the key people in this journey of unification. Because if you go to any country, you relate with the people. And in Africa, the way we are formed, we live in communities ruled by elders, chiefs, kings. If you're gonna settle in any place, you need to have environment that is conducive. So in our journey, for us as the leaders, we are trying to talk among ourselves. How do we receive our brothers and sisters when they come home? In Ghana, for example, as Her Highness has already given, they already opened the doors. They withdrew their no visa. and a number of many people, especially from Jamaica and the rest, have gone back to Ghana. I know Mrs. Bobo Marley has got a mansion and a beach at the mountains. She's been there for a while, and quite a number of our brothers and sisters are going back home. Some going to do investments, some are on property, some on large scale farming. So this is what I would suggest that even as we plan this journey,
Mhm.
let's look at opportunities in both sides, especially exchange of knowledge, so that when you make this journey, you know where to start. That is where we come in now, to
Yes.
receive, to direct, to give the right information to our brothers and sisters.
Very good. Uh, Also, I think it's important to add to what you're saying is that not many of us can travel to Africa due to finances. But what is so great about this journey is that you are coming to the Americas. The kings and queens now are coming to the Americas because our philosophy is always that we need to go back to Africa. But all of us cannot come. So I think one of the great things is that the two of you are the first in history to take this this journey with me to come back. We have in Panama the Congos. We have Nigerians in Nicaragua and Belize. There's so many children that was taken from Africa and they're around the world. I think it's amazing. It's spiritual, I should say. I will go as far as saying this is spiritual because no longer are you saying, let them come, let us go. That's what you're saying. You're saying, let's, you're not saying come back home because you realize, both of you, that that might be impossible for everyone to come home. So I am just so thankful that you listen to me and you're saying, Dr. Barrow, we will come. We will come to our children. We will begin the healing. I know that there's a lot of Congolese in Panama. They're still celebrating their history. They're still celebrating that. And now in 2022, you will be coming with kings and queens to Panama in order to begin the healing, the reconciliation, the unity, which is very important to us because the only thing that was taught to us in history was from the beginning of slavery. We don't know our full history. So it is important that you accepted this journey. And that's why we're calling it a journey. We're not calling it program. We're not calling it conference. We're calling it a journey. You know why? It's never going to end. We are going to continue this journey together. Kings and queens now coming to Panama, coming to Colombia, and all the different places in the Americas, in the United States, in order for us now to unite, in order for us to do business. Those of you that are watching this show, please share this show now. I want you to share this show because this is history we're making. This is the first time that this is going to happen. No longer are people going to come to Africa and then leave. They're coming now to us. So, Her Highness, as a mother of the land, what are the things that you can talk to your kids right now, to your children in the world? What would you say to them now? They're listening.
Oh, Dr. Belida, it's first of all having the opportunity to speak to the children. As a mother, when your children have been missing, you know, you cannot be completely at rest. It reminds us of the story of the lost sheep, where sometimes you need to leave the 99 and go and find that one lost sheep. So the idea of the parents and the elders coming, as you have suggested, first coming and finding the children, I think is the right procedure. You know, giving them a shoulder to lean on, giving them that embrace they have missed over the years, reassuring them that, you know what, you are loved, you are wonderfully and beautifully made, and we have missed you. So that procedure, first of all, of the kings and the queens and the elders coming to Panama 2022 September, I think is a very significant moment. That is a turning point in the journey. And then after giving those children the love, the children will be welcomed and they'll now feel safe to come as and when. And as you said, not all of them can come, but once that relationship, because there has been a disconnect, once that relationship has been built and the bonding has taken place, then everything else will follow. But you have said it rightly. Personally, myself, what I would tell the children out there, the children of the continent, is that one, you are loved. Two, you are beautiful and you are wonderfully made. And three, we are all made equal in God's image and no one should say otherwise. And we embrace you and we look forward to meeting you and we look forward to coming over first and having that embrace. And thereafter, the relationship, I'm believing, will continue to flow.
Yes, I would like to ask and thank you very much, His Highness, this question. There's so many men in America, all throughout the world, Black men, African men, that are going through a serious suffering of police abuse. They're going through mental abuse. There's so much that's happening with our young men today. I would like for you to give them a message and let them know how important it is to know who they are.
Thank you very much, Dr. Melida. Yes, a lot of our young people have found themselves in situations that they sometimes don't even cannot explain. Uh, One thing that I would like this program to do, first of all, to encourage education, information. Now, we all grew and we all were taught. We were given a certain side, a certain type of education where we believe being in Europe, being in America, being is the best. Everything African is not good. The young people, first of all, you've got a home. Africa is your home. Let's prepare our mindset. Let's think. Let's get the right education, the right information. You see, what you feed your brain is what you end up thinking or becoming. So, through this program, I would like us to give the right and accurate education. Even as we welcome you to Africa, we want you to try to learn the culture of your ancestors. Respect. An elder is an elder. A father is a father. In Africa, it doesn't matter how big, how strong you are, you can never talk back to your mother or your father. That is a curse for life. So, Roots of Africa is one of the programs that we are trying to use to persuade, to teach our young people all over the world about African culture, African values. Of course, there are other values that may not be, which we cannot practice at this modern day, but there are good values about us. So I want the young people to get more education, first of all, about where they came from. I believe we all learn different things. Africa is so huge. Africa feeds the world. Africa has got enough place, enough land, enough water, enough mineral for everybody. So you are welcome. Nobody should tell you you are not welcome. The mistakes of 400 years ago by our ancestors should not define your destination. No, you are better. You can do better. You see, you have to rise up and tell yourself, I have a home somewhere. If
Mhm.
things are not working here, how can I better myself and
Mhm.
do something else? Just as Dr. Melida said, not many people can return back to Africa, but in your mindset, you can connect to Africa. There are
Yes.
many ways you can be in Africa. You can trade with Africa while in Panama, while in Colombia, while in Costa Rica. There are
Mhm.
so many genuine businesses. Most of us kings, chiefs, we own lots of lands with the
Mhm.
minerals, with the Lord. But maybe we have no capital even to mine the minerals.
Mhm.
You've got ideas that we may not have in Africa. Why not come and we share? Why not come and we partner? You see, there are opportunities. You've got options. You've got options, but one, education.
Mhm.
So I would really like this program to focus on the mind, decolonizing our mind. That's the word normally used. Because the knowledge we have is not really good enough to, is not, we are not taught really to look at things the way we should be looking at. So I would encourage you not to give up.
Very good.
Home is
Oh,
home.
yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Africa is our home. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, we had certain comments here. Welcome, Claudia from Chile. Thank you, Felipe and Georgina, Mr. Candy, and all of you. Thank you for tuning in with us and for making these comments. This is another thing I want to talk about since Mr. Claudio came on and he's from Chile. There are Africans all throughout the Americas, in Chile, in Ecuador, in Argentina, and of course, in Brazil, in all these different countries. The thing is this: growing up, I think I was probably 14 years old, and the teacher called a student. The teacher called her a Zulu, and none of us in the classroom knew about a Zulu. None of us. None of us knew what a Zulu was. We didn't even know if it was a recipe. We didn't know anything because Europeans never taught us anything about Africa in those regions that I mentioned in Latin America. So I went home and I asked my grandfather, what is a Zulu? And he told her that she was a Zulu because her hair was braided and we could not braid our hair in school. We had to press our hair, perm our hair to have it straight. So because she had her hair natural, he called her a Zulu. So I went home and I asked my grandfather, what is the Zulu? But what he said to me at the time is what he knew. He said, they were the last to be conquered by the British. That's all he knew. And I took an interest in that moment. And I told my grandmother, please braid my hair because I want them to call me Zulu. So I went back to class and the next day, and he sent me to the principal, but he never called me a Zulu. And I asked him, why don't you call me a Zulu? Because I realized that knowledge is important at the time. Before I thought it was an insult. And then by knowing the information, I wanted him to call me a Zulu. And since then, I realized the importance of knowledge, the importance of wisdom, and the importance of those that are teaching us is important. Because an oppressor is not going to teach you who you are. So we have to go back to history and the information that we need to come out of this oppression all throughout the world because we're everywhere. And the most powerful thing is that in spite of what happened in slavery, we built America. We built everywhere we were. So that tells me something. It tells me how powerful we are. While we are building, we're being beaten. That is the resilience of who we are as a people. So now, who is beating you? No one. But your mindset now has been destroyed. So let's get back to our mindset. The mindset is important because whatever you know, that's the reaction you're going to give in the world. So you coming back, both of you coming back or coming and letting us know who we are. Now that's power. Because if we were powerful, building the United States and not know who we are, that's resilience. But now when we know who we are, then we will know then to build our nation. Go back to Africa and build with you, Your Highness, and his and her Highness. And that's what I want. This is why we started the sixth region Global Chamber of Commerce. Because now we are going to begin to work with each other. So, Her Highness, this is so important to teach our queens in Africa the importance of our mindset. It is important, His Highness, to talk about our mindset because Africa was colonialized. We were enslaved. But guess what? Look at us today. We're together and we're getting ready to do great things. So those of you that are watching, share this show because kings and queens are now coming to Panama this year in September, and our big ceremony that we're having planned to have some of the kings, I can't say all, but some of the kings to come back to their children, and we're inviting everyone throughout the world to participate in this event. So I want our Highness, Her Highness, to talk about now what is it that we are going to do on the 22nd. Because I have so many things in mind. I am running out of space of all the things that we're going to do. So I would like you to kind of share some of the things that you think that should happen on for 2022. The floor is yours.
Maybe I will
Yes,
answer the
go ahead.
question.
Yes, yes,
First of all, I would like to restate when I was young, I wanted to be. I said when I grow up, I
yes.
want to become like Zulu myself
Ah,
because Shaka Zulu was one of the most powerful kings in Africa
yes.
that actually did very wonderful things. The Zulu nation is one of the most powerful kingdoms in Africa.
Mhm.
You don't mess around with them.
Yes,
Tomorrow, we shall have those kings with us
yes,
during the launch of Roots of Africa. There will
yes,
be King Bongani the third of Embo Nation. These are the people who led the trek from the Congo to South Africa. Very, very, very spiritual leader. Very spiritual leader. So, uh, what we are trying to do, obviously, we are trying to. Our organization brings the kings and queens together.
yes,
So when you're a team, you can discuss, you can agree. So we would like to obviously pioneer this journey to Panama. Mainly, the whole idea is we think that if we come and meet our brothers and sisters, be able to talk to them, share stories, and even because we know that this kind of pilgrim should have happened over a long time, I mean, before our time.
Yes.
But again, because of information and knowledge, we did not know that how much effect we thought. Okay, we did not think the same way. That is the situation. But as we grow up and we keep meeting our brothers and sisters from the diaspora, we feel their pain. So if we can come and talk to them and also invite them, for now, the first trip, we just want to come and meet them, talk to them, share ideas, stories, and invite them home. That's
Yes.
one of the key things. Invite them home. That will grow into exchange programs. Would love to see children from Panama, Colombo come to Africa, Kenya, Ghana, learn the languages, learn some tradition, return back and teach the other side. Those exchange trips, educational, cultural, business, trade. You know, soon the languages will start mixing. It will be beautiful to find somebody from Panama speaking Zulu, you know,
Yes.
Xhosa, Swahili, you know.
Yes.
So these are kind of things we want. It takes a few young people to learn the language. When they go back, they teach in their schools, you
Mhm.
know.
Mhm.
So soon, this is part of the journey. It will not be easy, but it has to start from somewhere.
That's right.
So in September, a few kings will come and see, but the whole grand movement will be there in September 2020,
2022.
2022,
Yes.
where we shall assemble kings from each country in Africa, representative, to come to Panama and meet our brothers and sisters. This is a beginning of coming home.
Yes.
We have always told our brothers and sisters the software of landing to Africa goes through the local kings, the chiefs, and the leaders because they are the owners of the land. They are the opinion leaders. You know, a king, a queen, a chief, an elder has got respect. They do what they say. If you begin from there, you'll always have a soft landing and a good fallback position. So we encourage you to come forward, learn more about where you want to go, talk to us, and let's prepare for this journey
Yes.
one step at a time.
Yes.
And Dr. Melida, just to complement what His Highness has said, when you told your story as a child, it just reminded me of an African proverb that says that, a tree can change its leaves, but it cannot change its roots.
Yes.
So there's always something in your DNA or
Yes.
in your blood that will identify with the beginning.
Mhm.
So that was a very significant moment in your time as a child. And
Mhm.
it's not surprising that even as you grew up into adulthood, you embraced that vision and it became a ministry. And
Exactly.
as His Highness has said, uh, definitely 2022 is going to be a very significant and turning point. We are looking at a time of when there has been separation for a long time, that is a time where trust has to be built.
Yes.
Where, as you had said, sometimes, the power of knowledge, because you also did mention, Dr. Melida, that there has been a knowledge divide. What we have been taught sometimes has not been comprehensive enough.
Yeah.
Myself, I'll be honest with you, when you say that many times we don't really know the history, certain aspects of our history. I'll say myself as well, because I studied European history, when I was at school. So it is only in adulthood that I began to understand, other details about certain aspects of African history that were missing from the puzzle. So we need definitely, as you have mentioned, education, awareness still has to be created.
Yes.
Many times we assume people know, but you'll be surprised that most people or a number of people may just know one side of the story or a quarter, bits and pieces, but the whole complete picture is not perceived clearly. So definitely the mindset, empowerment, because firstly, they say hearing, knowledge comes through hearing, of course, and seeing and experiencing. But you need that knowledge to be able to translate it into wisdom. Now, to be able to analyze situations in depth. So we definitely, the aspect of education that you did mention is fantastic. And that's why I'm so grateful to the show that you host, Love, Truth, and Peace. This is so powerful because once people have awareness, have understanding, have knowledge, they are able to make informed decisions moving forward and move forward in right direction. Thank you, Dr. Melida.
Yes, actually, yeah, the Love, Truth, and Peace organization that I started, actually, I had that vision when I was in Colombia. I had a dream and I just seen the words moving around. And then at one point it stopped and it was love, truth, and peace. And then I'm trying to analyze this, why love, truth, and peace? And then I said to myself, well, with truth, right, brings the knowledge. And then once you know truth, love is going to come out of truth. And once you have love, you'll have peace. So what happened to us, all of us in Africa, we were taught the history of France, the history of the British, everyone history, but our own. And that happened to us too when we were brought here in the Americas and the Caribbean. We were taught everything but our history. And that was done on purpose, is to disconnect us. But little do they know that that was a favor that they did for us. Because once you know their history, and now you're getting ready now to know your history, that is powerful. So that's why they want us separated. And no longer are we going to separate each other. Like His Highness said, let Panamanians, let Colombians come and learn Swahili. We've learned every other language of our oppressors. Now it's time to learn from each other. So now, His Highness, let's say, for example, you want to do business in Latin America. You have all of your brothers and sisters that speak Spanish. And that is what we're going to do. The Sixth Region Global Chamber of Commerce is now going to facilitate the services for you to do business in this region, to do business in the Caribbean, to do business in Hawaii, in Fiji, all over the world, because they are the people of the indigenous of the world. This is why the Sixth Region Global Chamber of Commerce, it is to work with people of African descent, as they say, but they're Africans, to work with the indigenous people. That now is business. Now we're opening up now something that's never happened before. So everything that we're doing with the Sixth Region Global Chamber of Commerce and AIDO, Network International, we are getting ready to do some great things. And I don't know if the world can hear me and to say, is this going to work? I know people saying, that's too big. But that's the thing. I love big things. I love the challenge. And I know you do, His Highness and Her Highness. You know why I know? Because you're with me.
Yes, yes. That's right. That's right, Dr. Melida.
We are getting ready to change the world. And that is what is necessary today. So my young boys that are killing each other, the reason you're doing that is because you don't know who you are. You don't know how powerful you are. My young ladies, When you are doing the things, the negative things that you're doing today, you don't know who you are, but you will, because our kings and queens are coming back to teach us who we are. And that's the key, His Highness. Don't you think? That's the key.
That
So,
is it.
closing, yes, go ahead, go ahead.
No, yeah, Dr. Melida, you touched on something absolutely crucial, truth. Because it is said that if you know the truth indeed will set you free. And many times we underestimate that. But indeed, truth is something so significant, because there's a difference between fact and truth. There are
Yes,
many facts, but not every fact is a truth.
yes,
So may we get to know that truth, because when we know that truth, as you have said, then the love will follow. Why don't we love ourselves? Why don't we trust our brothers and sisters?
that's right.
Is there a need for us to have some a little bit more of self-belief, a little bit more of self-confidence? Has it been eroded along the way? Has there been something in place that has made you doubt yourself? So it has to begin with us. And as you have said, let it begin in our minds. And then that's why I always refer to, the revelation that you got, that the sky is not the limit, the sky is not the limit. There's so much more above and beyond the sky. And
Yes,
also, when you said know yourself, that is a profound statement, because the truth is, we sometimes know a bit of ourselves, but we don't know the complete truth about who we are. So this education, this knowledge needs to be carried on, because once that is established in us and we are sure of what our purpose is and what we are called to do, then I am confident we should be able to rise. And whoever is saying that dream is too big will realize that there's no dream too big to be achieved, because God himself will not take you where his grace will not do what, will not stand for you. So
yes,
thank you so much for that revelation.
yes, thank
Um,
you.
Dr. Melida, if I have to add on, in this journey,
Yes.
from my own experience
Mm-hmm.
in leadership, I know as Black people or Africans, we always doubt each other. There is an element of trust, just as Her Highness has mentioned. You see, it is very easy for a fellow Black person, African, to tell you that is a Nigerian, we can't trust him. That
Yes,
is a Ghanaian, we can't trust him. That is from Nicaragua, we don't trust them. Now, this is the kind of education that we sort of absorbed when we were growing up. We are very happy to do business with the other people, but we
mm-hmm.
do not want to do business with our own. In
Yes.
fact, you can even jump a shop of a fellow African and go to the Chinese shop,
Mm-hmm.
because that is why I've been talking about mindset. If Africans learn to trade with each other, most people in the Americas, you go and trade, you trade in gold from China. This gold come from Africa. You're happy to buy twice the price. Why not go and buy land and get gold from the source? You know, so we need to work on this thing. Self-belief, trust, give a benefit of doubt. We always judge the book from the cover. It's a
Yes.
black man, they're very poor. Of course, most of the images we have seen coming from Africa is always bad. Children with the flies, people sick, Ebola, HIV. But these kind of images, they are put there for a purpose. But who is going to reverse that kind of situation? It is you and me and us. So, what do we need to do? We need to believe in ourselves. We need to decolonize our thinking, our
Yes.
mindset. We need to work as a community. To me, there is nothing like African descendants. All the people from the black race, they're Africans. You came from somewhere. Your
Yes.
DNA will place you somewhere.
Mhm.
So let's work on that. Let's change our mindset. Reaching Africa begins from your own brain and mindset. Look at Africa as a place, as your mother, a place that you think, not even you think, a place where your ancestors came from. It's not just believe, that is where they came from.
The truth.
That's the truth about it.
Yes.
So even if you cannot make it in your generation, what knowledge have you planted to your own children, to your own family, those who will come after you? Maybe they'll be the next leaders, kings of Africa. So let's cultivate this knowledge, this information. Let's build a little trust. Let's learn to trade with each other and respect. Don't judge me by how much money I have, what I'm wearing, the language I'm speaking, because I don't speak English or Spanish. I'm not good enough. No.
You're not educated.
No. Education begins from home, begins from your mind. Most of our chiefs, our elders, they have never been to school, but they run communities. They have followers in millions. So what kind of education are you talking about?
Exactly.
So these are things we need to talk about at some point. Thank you.
And thank you very much. I'm so happy you were able to join me today, the Love, Truth, and Peace show, because this is going to be our journey for a long time. We're going to teach our children to follow this journey. I am so happy. And then, can you invite our guest for tomorrow? And could you provide the information?
Yes, thank you. Tomorrow, we are launching a program called Roots of Africa. This is part of the programs that are going to be part of our journey for reconciliation. We are trying to bring the cultures, the ways of Africa to our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. This prepares the mindset and give the right education that will prepare for that unification. Tomorrow, we are launching, that's 11 o'clock Eastern Time. The link, you can get the link on our website, that is idonnetwork.org, www.idonnetwork.org. We expect there will be quite a number of kings from different countries who will be there also to listen and to see. These are some of the kings that will be coming to Panama next year. So we are all welcome. Let's start this journey together. Let's share. Let's learn. So Roots of Africa will be running for the whole year in preparation for the Panama visit in September 2020. So Dr. Melda, maybe you'll put the link there.
Yes.
Tomorrow, it will also be on Facebook, which
Yes.
will be on IDO Youth Network. It will be live from about 11, 10:30. So please come and listen, come and learn, come and share. Thank you very much.
And thank you both once again. I want to let the audience know that this program is taking place tomorrow at 11 p.m. I'm sorry, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You will find out all that information on my Facebook, Dr. Melody Harris Barrow. We will provide all the links and everything you need to participate. These are things that we're doing. We form a partnership in terms to bring our kings to the Americas for you to learn more about your history and who you are. And I thank you once again. I love you all both. And I'm just excited. I am so excited. I just cannot wait to see the faces of our young children to meet both of you and other kings and queens to learn about our history, which is important. I want to leave this with you. I wrote this book. It's called Unveiling the Illusion. And I wrote this book because I was able to unveil the illusion of this world. That's why I know who I am. And unveiling the illusion gives the world what the world deserves. And this is truth. People are spiritually and mentally attacked at a young age. It's always at a young age. As they grow older, they become trapped with a mentality that impedes their God given potential. This book not only illustrates in detail the restriction we place on ourselves, it is time to free the mind. It is time to free you. Live. It is time now for us to seek the truth. By seeking the truth, trust me, what's going to happen? You're going to live a better life. And God is going to always there with you in order for us once I'm so excited and emotional right now because this is so important for our children, especially AIDO Network International and the sixth region Global Chamber of Commerce. We're coming to take our people to freedom. Thank you very much for watching our show. And may God bless all of you. And thank you once again, His Highness
Thank you.
Uganda. And thank you once again, Her Grace. Oh my God. Thank you for joining us. You are special. You're the mother of the land, and so am I as a woman. And we are going to do great things together. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
and may God bless you. There's some more comments here. I just want to show it here, on here. I love your book, so powerful. Uh, nice show. And Norma said, thank you. Bowing to royalty. So this is what we need. Thank you, guys. And thank you to the audience, and may God bless you all. Good
Thank
night.
you.